All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and always happy to see our good friend Clark Swanson in the store. And this is one of these wineries that we have followed since day one. And 1985, Clark decided to get in the wine business, went and bought some property in Oakville, one of my favorite appellations in Napa, and hired the godfather, Andrei Chelichev, to decide what he should plant there. And Andrei said, Clark, I see in your future Merlot. And this was before Merlot got popular. I always say, Clark, man, you got a crystal ball or something? And, well, Andrei Chelichev is as good as any crystal ball if you're planting a vineyard. And then Marco Capelli, his young apprentice as the winemaker, and these guys hit the ground running and made some very good wines. I think the wines continue to get better at Swanson. And as of the 2003 vintage, they hired Chris Phelps as the winemaker. He was at Caymus before that. He worked at Dominus. And he has brought the Cabernet program to another level. Well, they took the Syrah out of the Alexis in 2004 because he said, Clark, man, this vineyard is now mature and you do not need Syrah in this, and people do not respect Syrah. You cannot sell Syrah in the blend with Cabernet as a high-end wine, an iconic wine from Napa Valley. People are just not going to pay the money for it. Cabernet, yes. Merlot, yes. And the other Bordeaux varietals, but for some reason you throw Syrah in there and all of a sudden, I don't know what it does, but it just takes the value of the wine down. And, you know, Cabernet loves company, and Syrah does go good with it, but Merlot, Cabernet Franc, the other Bordeaux varietals, usually a little more classic what you see in there. All right, well, Clark got his crystal ball out again and decided to do away with the Chardonnay. He's brought it back. He's got some Salon Chardonnay actually now. But Pinot Grigio was his white of choice because Chardonnay just got too popular. Everybody made it, and he said, I'm going to do something different. And then Pinot Grigio took off. Unbelievable, Clark. How do you know all this stuff? He's got somebody on the inside there, maybe upstairs, telling him what to do next. Anyways, the Pinot Grigio 2011, a lighter style. It's 13.3% alcohol, so picked at a lower bricks. It's 50% estate grown. They do buy 15% from Santa Barbara and Oak Knoll. And it's got 10% Chardonnay in there to fill out the mid-palate. It's aged Cerise, all stainless, no mallow, very bright and fresh pear and citrus fruit on the nose with pretty white flowers, a hint of whetstone, and excellent, refreshing Pinot Grigio with a screw cap. Thank you, Clark, for putting a screw cap on the bottle. All right, the Swanson Chardonnay up next, and it's a similar style to the Pinot Grigio. Only half of it goes into 3-year neutral barrels, so you get a little bit of oxidation quality to help bring the Chardonnay along there. Surly's, no mallow, third from their estate vineyards, and they make just under 1,000 cases of this Chardonnay. I think they're like at 25,000 cases total production. This is from their Beckstoffer Lake vineyard, and Beckstoffer Lake's one of the sources. They source, some of the fruit for this. I think a third, like I said, is from their estate. This one's got lovely richness, lots of tropical fruit, really ripe peaches and apples, and a smooth, creamy texture on the tongue. Just a hint of a buttery note there, adding a little complexity to it, and a nice, zesty acidity on the finish. Really well-balanced and excellent little Chardonnay. All right, the Merlot. This is what everybody's talking about from Swanson, the best value in Merlot from California, $30 a bottle, man. This 2011 from a difficult vintage. These guys did amazing work. 21% Cab, 3% Petit Verdot. And like I said, they were on the bandwagon long before anybody else was. It make around 7,000 cases. This is a serious Merlot. A nice amount of dark cherry and plum fruit, some herbs, some dark cocoa in there, and solid core of that fruit showing up on the palate. These 11s can be a little bit underripe and green. Not so much here. This wine's got a lot of succulent black cherry and plum fruit, a nice richness on the tongue, some fine herbs, dark chocolate, a bit of that peppery spice, really lovely balance and a long finish, something Merlot has, very good acidity. The Cabernet, Alexis, up next. They put Cabernet on the label, I think, immediately after Chris Phelps got there because, like I said, Cabernet just has more cachet. And this wine is a blend of 90-10 Cabernet and Merlot. And this 10 vintage, a little cooler. This wine took a long time to open up. On the second day, really started to shine. It's got a beautiful bouquet here of currants, cassis fruit, some pretty floral notes, dark earth, some mocha, really lovely richness here. A little bit tightly wound at first, but you let this one open up for a day and hoo-wah. Man, big on the palate, chewy, lots of layers of dark currant and cassis fruit. Lovely balance here. Dark spices, dark earth, that espresso, that nuance from the nose showing through the finish. Most excellent juice once again. And it's $78. I mean, this wine's still under $100. There's still a lot of great wines you can find from Napa. You don't have to spend even, $100. $200, $300, all these new wines that are coming out. These guys are tried, true, and tested. One of the best producers in Napa Valley, Swanson. All right, that's what we had to drink with Clark Swanson. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.